Yikes. What's going on, Orlando Magic fans? Welcome to the Six Man Show Postgame Live, presented by Rock'em. About that game. Look, this is game number 37 for the Orlando Magic this season. This is our, well, if you count preseason, our 41st Postgame Live presented by Rock'em, which would be my 39th Postgame Live presented by Rock'em. I can promise you tonight will be the shortest one we've done so far. Magic lose 113-92 to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and it really wasn't even that close. It wasn't that close. There's a lot of factors that go into this. I do not believe that the Magic are 30 points worse than the Timberwolves in a half like we were today. When we're fully healthy, when we're fully rested, all those things. But you had a lot of factors coming against you tonight. And this team was able to ride some of that momentum, some of that Cinderella story with all these injuries the last couple games. Well, really going back to the West Coast trip, even though you lost in Oakland and you lost in Sacramento and Phoenix, you were in all of those games despite injuries. You were riding the hot hand from three. You were riding the momentum. You were riding the team spirit, the morale. But none of those things were enough tonight against a Minnesota team that couldn't do anything wrong tonight. But they're also a really good team. A really good defensive team. Tonight they shot the ball well. They had all their big bodies. You didn't. And that was pretty much the difference. But so we'll talk about this game a little bit here tonight. But first, let me tell you about Rock'em. They're our presenting sponsor of the Six Man Show Postgame Live all season long. And don't let tonight's loss, diminish that. It's a great company. It's a Central Florida company. They're great no matter if the Magic win or lose. And you can shop at rock'em.com. And when you do, please use the code MAGIC20. When you buy socks, underwear, whether it's Magic stuff or stuff for other teams, definitely check them out at rock'em.com. Big shout out to Rock'em for sponsoring this show all season long. Chat. I've said this many times over the course of this season, but it may not be more true than it is right now. If you are here after this game, you are the definition of a Magic Maniac. Karen says, we just weren't the same team as Sunday night. No. JSco says, yeesh. Yeah, that's how I feel. Steven says, anyone concerned with why Cole only played 6 minutes? Yeah, I don't know what was up with that. I noticed that, that first quarter, we start off terribly, obviously, offensively. I don't remember what we were down, 17 or something like that, 16 at the end of the first quarter. Cole didn't come in until 1 minute remaining in that quarter, which was weird. And then, as you said, he ended up playing 6:47 tonight. I don't know what the deal is there. There's a chance that he may have the same illness. This is just speculation. Illness bug that has been going through the team that Anthony Black and Goga had over the weekend, that Admiral Schofield had today. Maybe he's got that. I don't know. It was definitely odd, and you could have really used him tonight with the lack of offense. Yeah. David A. also says, yeesh. Yeah, that's pretty much right. Eric says, well, no break from the West Coast swing. A depleted team with injuries against the best team in the league. We were just plain tired. Yep. I think it was a combination of all of those things. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but obviously you're a depleted team. The biggest thing tonight for me was the lack of big bodies. Like, Minnesota is the only team that is as big as the Orlando Magic, if not bigger, when fully healthy. And they just flexed that all night long. It would have been a great night to have like a Wendell, a Jonathan Isaac, even a Franz, like any of those guys would have been really helpful. But yeah, and then you add, like you said, the West Coast trip with no break. I talked about it after Friday's game. The fact, we talked about it even preseason. The fact you have that 4-game West Coast trip, you end in Denver on Friday night with a 9 p.m. Eastern tip. You have to fly all the way back from Denver to Orlando for a 6 p.m. tip on Sunday and no extra day of rest. That is a joke. It's a joke. That kind of stuff is eventually going to catch up to you, and it caught up to us tonight. Nesto says we fall down to the 9th seed. Yeah, we're going to look at the standings here in a little bit, but we are now in play-in territory. It's the 8th seed, but yeah, You're right. Play-in territory. Luckily, what was that? Numbers 4 through 8 are so tight. Obviously, we started the day as the 4 seed, and we ended the day as the 8 seed. So that's going to happen all season long. We're just going to bounce around, which is fine. Jenna says the Wolves have had their starting 5 healthy all year, and we went ice cold early. Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice to have your starting 5 healthy? Huh. The Only Hero says, kind of figure our 3-ball would come back to earth. Injuries coming back to haunt us now. Yep, all those things. Dennis says, LMAO at the ticker. I'm glad somebody noticed that. Yeah. Ryan says, it's okay, it's against the Wolves. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if you're going to go out there and get embarrassed like that, at least you're getting embarrassed with one of the best teams in the league. At least we didn't play like this against a Washington or something like that. Or even Atlanta on Sunday. If we play like this against Atlanta on Sunday, we would have lost. So, I don't want to say there's no shame in the way we lost tonight. Because, you never want to go down by 30 at the half. But at least they fought valiantly in the second half. Chris says, I know we've got a ton of people out, but our rotations need a serious adjustment. I hear you. I know they're a mess right now, but what else is Mosley supposed to do right now? Had 10 guys healthy coming into this game, and one of those was Cole. After he played 6 minutes, he had 9 guys healthy for the last 3 quarters, 2.5 quarters of this game. And of those 9 guys, you have a Markelle who's on a 12-minute restriction and isn't playing well because he's not fully back. You have a Trevelyan Queen who's a two-way player. You have a Chuma Okeke who came back down to earth today. And you have a Caleb Houston. All those guys not normally in the rotation. I hear you. I agree. They're a mess, but I don't know what else Mosley's supposed to do right now. This is the hand he's been dealt. It's rough. I'm not envious of Mosley right now. It's a mess. Michael says, tough one tonight. Maniacs, go Magic, hit that like button. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, if you don't mind, hit that like button while you're here. There's 50 of you here right now. Come on now. 50 of you is pretty crazy after that. Hit that like button if you don't mind. Let's see. Louis Rosario says, that's why they're the best team in the league. Yeah, that defense is no joke. When they're hitting their 3-ball, it's good. And their size is crazy. Crazy. Yeah, Louis continues to says too much size against not enough bodies. Yep. And Tavia says, Powell looked tired tonight. Yeah, Powell's been busy carrying this team for the last week and a half. He's down to have a night like this. Or bound to have a night like this, is what I meant to say. And I'm just going to throw something out there. Total speculation. Part of me wonders if there was like maybe a little get-together last night for this national championship game. We had a lot of guys invested in that game. Obviously, we know Franz and Mo went to the game. So we know Franz and Mo were on the field at midnight in Houston, Texas this morning and flew all the way back to play this game. I don't know. Maybe the guys had a little too much fun last night and caused several of these guys to have a hard night. Ryan says, good thing we play again on Friday. Hopefully everyone can get to top shape. Also, any news on Ingles? Weird that he's been out this long. Very weird, Ryan. Very weird. I was thinking almost 2 weeks ago that he'd be back any day, and here we are 2 weeks later. Still not back? No signs of him. Rough. I don't know if it's just because he's old or what, but we could really use Joe Ingles. Dizzy says, welcome back. Thank you. Appreciate that. Shout out to Jonathan Osborne for covering Sunday night's show. Clement says, building a new kingdom with all those bricks. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Jude says, what happened to Cole? I speculated about this earlier in the show. I'm wondering, again, this is speculation. I don't have any kind of news. Maybe Mosley talked about this in the postgame presser. Obviously, I haven't watched that because I've been with you guys. My speculation is maybe he has the same bug that's been going around the team. Last week, Goga, Anthony Black were sick. Tonight, Admiral Schofield's sick. I wonder if Cole's got it too and he just wasn't 100%. I don't know. Irby says, KK needs to go. Chuma had a great, 3-game stretch tonight. Back down to earth. Not great. The Only Hero says Fultz looks off, hoping it's only rust. Here's the thing. The guy hasn't played in 2 months. 2 months. He played 12 minutes on Sunday, 12 minutes tonight. It's rust, okay? We'll see what he looks like in a couple weeks, 2-3 weeks, when he should be at like 100%-ish, maybe 4 weeks. I don't know. Dizzy says, Gobert is such a joy to watch on the defensive end. Yeah, when Gobert is playing, like, I should say, when Gobert is mentally in the game, he's very good. Gobert is also known for checking out of games mentally if things aren't going his way. And tonight, things are obviously going his way. So he gave 100% effort on both ends. And yeah, when he's doing that, he's a joy to watch. Karen says, I think Jalen really hurt his elbow against the backboard. Yeah, that was a wild play. Kudos to Jalen for going for it, but yeah, hate to see that. Chris says, agreed. Jonathan, yeah, I appreciate that. Jonathan's great. Yeah, Jonathan did double duty on Sunday, so we appreciate that. He did this and the episode of the Six Man Show. Arto says, I don't know how one can blame Chuma tonight unless you just watch the box score. Yeah, I mean, that's true of everyone tonight. You can't sit here and blame tonight on one player because as I put on the bottom line here, there were two players that, especially offensively, played well. Luke, two players that played well. Everyone else was bad. You cannot blame this game on one player, including Chuma. Luke Sylvia, co-host of the Six Man Show, says Chuma 2 of 15 from the field the last two games, baby. What's up with the bricks? Okay. All right, guys. I promised this would be short. Originally, I wasn't going to even bother with the box score because it's just a mess, but we are going to look at the box score. Just to look at it, okay? Did I break this the other day? Let me see. Okay, good. Whew. The other day when I had Jonathan on the show, I thought I broke my settings. So there you're good. Okay. We're just going to breeze through this, guys. Just breezing through this box score because it's just a mess. I don't really want to look at it. But we have to. Caleb, 8 points, shot 25% from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. Not great. Paolo, his worst game in 3 weeks, maybe? 18 points. And if you thought, like if the eye test told you that this team went on the runs when Paolo was on the bench, this would confirm it for you. A team low minus 30 for Paolo. It's not anything to be worried about or anything. It was just interesting. The ball moved a little better when Paolo wasn't on the floor. I don't know. It was an odd game. Goga, meh. Chuma, 1 of 10 from the field, 1 of 8 from 3. Did have 10 boards. That's great. Jalen was good tonight. 20 points, 8 of 14 from the field, 4 of 8 from 3, 5 boards, 2 assists, 3 steals, only 2 turnovers. Great. Markelle only played 12 minutes, 4 points. Trevelyan Queen, 11 points. Went 3 of 4 from 3. Shout out to TQ. Mo Wagner, 21 points. 3 of 9 from the field, 8 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals. And, that's a turnover, 1 turnover. Cole Anthony, invisible, only played 6 minutes. And Anthony Black, 21 minutes, 3 points. Yeah. Not great. Team shoots 36% from the field, 31% from 3, only thanks to a Trevelyan Queen 3 late. That puts you above 30%. 11 of 18 from the free throw line. This team gets 54 boards. Well, we'll look at the team stats later. One of the good things here, turnovers, 12 turnovers. You know? Could have been worse, right? If we're looking for silver linings here, that's about it. Meanwhile, Timberwolves, just unconscious, 54% from the field. I can't wait to look at their points in the paint in a second. Karl Anthony Towns just daddied you all night. Rudy Gobert also daddied you all night. Mike Conley carved you up all night. That's the thing. Like, they did all this, and Anthony Edwards scored 6 points. They led by 30 at the half, and Anthony Edwards had 4 points. Interesting. A couple of you are asking again about Cole. I mentioned this earlier. I'm going to say it again. I don't know. I haven't watched the post-game stuff. Let me ask our friends. Has anyone in the pressers mentioned Cole? I'm going to ask my friends, Jonathan and Luke, to let me know about Cole. I have a theory about Cole. It's just a theory. There's been a sickness that's been going through the team. Goga, AB, who else was Admiral had the sickness. Although Luke Sylvia, co-host of the Six Man Show, is telling me that they said in the post-game press conference it was a flare-up of his injury that he had before, his thigh injury. So it was injury-related, not sickness-related. That is why Cole played 6 minutes and 47 seconds tonight. On a night where you could have really used his offense. Rip. All right, team stats. Oh, that's the wrong page. Let's do this one. Hoi. Team stats. Shout out to the Magic. They won the second half. But the first half, you went down 30. So you're never going to win a game going down 30. Ever. Points in the paint, 60 for Minnesota. It would have been way more if they tried. Let's see. Biggest lead was 34. Magic never led. Lovely. Magic somehow with more bench points. I guess that's just because of Mo Wagner, and that's surprising to me. Only 12 turnovers, 18 for the Timberwolves, so that's something. But yeah, a mess. Here's some of these team stats. Whew. 13 of 42 from three. As I mentioned, 61% from the free throw line. 11 of 18. Yikes. You do get 16 offensive boards against them. That's surprising. That's really surprising. Outside of that, yeah, points in the paint, the fast break 20s, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you guys don't need to see anything else about that. Before we talk about the scores around the league and the standings, let me just remind you one more time about our sponsor, Rock'em. Rock'em is the world's largest sock store, and they're an Orlando-based company. Great brand, great people, big-time Magic fans over there. They love this team, and they would love if you shop there. So when you do, use that code MAGIC20 at rock'em.com. That'll get you 20% off of your order, and it helps out the Six Man Show. So definitely do that. All right, last couple things here. Before I look over here, let me see a couple other chat stuff. Dizzy says, love how Mo is in Houston at midnight and then goes on and seems like he's the only one that slept well on this team. Yeah, if Mo went out there and played terribly tonight, I would have been like kind of mad. But Mo, credit to Mo. Mo in Houston, probably, I mean, he was at midfield at midnight Eastern in Houston. You know, that means he didn't get back to Orlando till probably like 4, 5, depending on what time they left the stadium last night. And he turns around and was probably the second best Magic player tonight, offensively at least. Oh man. Let's see here. Arto says, I feel like our backcourt was locking up the Wolves' backcourt for the most part. We just didn't have the front court to compete. Yeah, I don't know about locking up. I mean, they played them pretty well, but yeah, the front court, we had no shot. Didn't matter who we threw at either of those guys, Rudy or Cat. They just bodied us all night long. Jessica says, anybody coming back for Friday's game? I don't know at this point, dude. I don't know. I thought we'd have some of these guys back a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I just kind of give up at this point. Kind of give up. Nikolai says, I'm tripping because I thought the retirement ceremony was tonight. No, bro. It is February 13th. Tuesday, February 13th against the Thunder. Yeah, not tonight, brother. You got another month to prep for that. All right, let's take a look at some of the scores around the league because there are some interesting ones, that's for sure. The first one is not interesting. Magic lose by 21. Knicks are just crushing the Trailblazers. Grizzlies beating the Magic. Oh, gosh. Everybody's beating the Magic, but not the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are beating the Mavericks. Raptors play the Lakers later. And look at this game, guys. Look at this game. The Kings beat the Pistons by 21 points. Listen to this. The Pistons led by 18 after the first quarter. The Pistons led, I'll say that one more time. The Detroit Pistons led by 18 after the first quarter, and they lost by 21. Not only that, they led by 18 after the first quarter, and they were down by 3 at the half. They got outscored by 21 in the second quarter after winning the first quarter by 18. Can you imagine being a Pistons fan? They also had this game was like a 2-point game late in the third quarter, but they lost the fourth quarter by 18. As miserable as tonight was, can we just be grateful that we are not Detroit Pistons fans? I cannot imagine what that is like right now. That's crazy. They led by 18 and lost by 21. That is, I just can't. I want to see, I don't know if ESPN does this. Do they show the biggest lead? I might have to go over to NBA.com. I'm sure they probably do somewhere. Largest lead. Yeah, so that was it. That's a 41-point swing. They led by 20 and trailed by 20, lost by 21. 41-point swing in 3 quarters. I'm speechless. That's crazy. So what do those scores mean for the standings? Well, it's not great. Let me refresh this one more time. Because now the Magic, in one night, have gone from 4th to 8th. Yeah, Magic are now 21-16. But fortunately for them, the 4 seed is 21-15. It's kind of crazy. Like, all of us Magic fans, myself included, we are going to have to guard our hearts, guard our emotions this season. Because the rest of the way, this standing situation is just going to be a seesaw every night. Every night. As long as these teams all stay in the same kind of vein, like the same, which I think all these teams are pretty comparable. As long as none of these teams go on crazy losing streaks or whatever, it's going to be back and forth all season long. So we cannot look at a night like tonight and go, we're down to the 8th seed, let's panic. We can't, okay? We can't. But we are the 8th seed right now. So Friday's game, huge. It's a huge game in Miami against the Heat. You win that game, you launch back up the standings, you lose that game. You then go a game and a half behind Miami. Although, does Miami play? I think they play tomorrow. So, depending on if they, they play tomorrow. They play the Thunder tomorrow, so that's good. But if Miami wins that, you go a game back, and then if Miami wins on Friday, you go 2 games back. So, yeah, Friday's a big game. But guys, this weekend is tough. Luckily, the Magic get an extra day of rest finally. But it's that's a brutal back-to-back. Miami to OKC on the road? That's a long flight for a back-to-back, guys. It's crazy. Crazy. Yeah, a lot of people saying saying they're glad they're not Pistons fans, that's for sure. Steven says, wish we had Isaac and Dell for Towns tonight. Yeah. You have those guys, this is a different game. I'm genuinely looking forward to the rematch up in Minnesota later this season, assuming we're healthy. I think this could be a really, really fun matchup when both teams are healthy. A lot of big bodies, a lot of physical play, a lot of defense. I think it'd be a lot of fun if everyone's healthy. And tonight, the Magic certainly weren't. And we felt that. Dizzy says, what are the odds in America for the Pistons to go on another record-breaking losing streak? Well, at this point, I don't know. That whole situation is crazy. Mez says, I think this was a loss they were willing to accept, but we cannot give this effort against the Heat. Yeah. Can't do that. Just mentioned that. The game's too important. Miami's not a great team. They're not as good as Minnesota, but it's still a good team that'll capitalize on that stuff. Sean says, man, that was a good team we played tonight. That was the best team we played all season. Anthony Edwards locking down Paolo. Rudy dominated, and Towns a beast, and Conley, man. Yeah. I don't know if that's the best team. I mean, I think Minnesota probably played the most complete game of any team we've played tonight. They were hitting some shots that were kind of crazy. Obviously, it doesn't help that we're not fully healthy, but yeah, I mean, they just destroyed us. Oh, man. Yeah, okay, guys. Oh, Chris says, I'll be at the OKC game this Saturday. Really hope some guys are back by then. Sick, dude. That's awesome. That'll be really fun. I bet that's a really... I still want to go to OKC game on the road. That environment always looks like a lot of fun. So, have fun, man. Can't wait to hear your report after that. All right, so guys, Friday, big game. You just gotta get some bodies back. Give me Joe Ingles and Jonathan Isaac back Friday. That's all I'm gonna ask for. Give me that. I think we got a chance. We got a chance with anybody. Franz back will be amazing. I doubt we get him back this weekend. I bet it's probably next week at the earliest. If we get Franz back, we're winning Friday. I don't care. Guys, short, sweet, under 30 minutes, but that's all I can do. I'm not going to lie. There's only so much you can take away from this game when you have so many hurt bodies. You can't judge this team too much right now, especially after they put up a valiant effort in the last 3 games, missing so many guys. It was going to catch up to us eventually. So it did tonight. Thursday, brand new episode of The Six Man Show. Jonathan, Luke, definitely tune into that. I'll be back Friday for the game against Miami. Let's get healthy, guys. But until then, we'll see you Friday. Let's go Magic.